Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. Today, we've got some exciting news to share with you. First up, Hong Kong stocks are on the rise as investors eagerly await the Federal Reserve's meeting in Jackson Hole. The Hang Seng Index has seen a significant boost, adding to its biggest gain in 2 weeks. Next, a spicy scandal is brewing in India as nearly 12% of tested spice samples fail to meet quality and safety standards. This comes after Hong Kong suspended sales of certain spice blends due to high pesticide levels. And lastly, MMA star Conor McGregor went all out for his fiancée Dee Devlin's 37th birthday, gifting her a Cartier necklace and celebrating on their luxurious yacht. Please stay tuned for the detailed coverage of these stories. The Sydney Morning Herald. Today, environmental, social, and governance (ESG) concerns dominate corporate boardrooms, becoming essential to the financial sustainability and risk management of organizations. Issues like diversity, modern slavery, and technological ethics are now critical elements in corporate strategies. Megan Motto, CEO at the Governance Institute of Australia, emphasizes that good governance forms the foundation for addressing ESG challenges, affecting long-term value creation. Transparency in climate-related financial information is crucial, and misleading practices like greenwashing erode trust. New technologies introduce ethical risks that require careful management, balancing innovation with responsible use. David Simmons of CLP Holdings Limited underscores that sustainability must be integrated into core business strategies, not just viewed as compliance. The rapid pace of change in areas like biodiversity and human rights demands agile governance frameworks. The Governance Institute's 2024 International Governance Leadership Conference will provide a platform to discuss these issues, aiming to equip professionals with tools for effective governance solutions. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong stocks started the week on a positive note, building on Friday's gains as investors anticipate the upcoming earnings season and potential interest rate cuts in the U.S. The Hang Seng Index rose by 1.3%, with the tech index jumping 2.8%. JD Health International surged 7.9%, and JD.com gained 5.2% after reporting nearly doubled quarterly profits. Xiaomi and Baidu also saw significant gains. Investors are closely watching the Federal Reserve's annual meeting in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which is expected to signal a rate cut next month. The Hong Kong stock market shows short-term upward momentum, driven by strong overseas market performance and decreasing recession fears in the U.S. Key earnings reports from Hong Kong Exchanges and Clearing, AIA, and others will influence market direction. While some stocks like Budweiser Brewing and Sini Solar Holdings declined, ASMPT saw a 1.5% increase after being added to the Hang Seng Tech Index. Other major Asian markets experienced mixed results. Japan Times. In Hyderabad, India, nearly 12% of tested spice samples failed to meet quality and safety standards, according to recent data from Indian authorities. This follows actions by several countries over contamination risks in popular spice brands MDH and Everest. The Food Safety and Standards Authority of India conducted inspections and tests after Hong Kong suspended sales of certain spice blends in April due to high pesticide levels. Subsequently, Britain tightened controls on all Indian spice imports, and New Zealand, the US, and Australia are also investigating issues related to these brands. South China Morning Post, celebrated for her bold, fantastical designs, Dior jewelry artistic director Victoire de Castellane is known to combine historical flair with vibrant gemstones and precious metals. Her latest high jewelry collection reimagines the classic toile de Jouy pattern into playful, modern masterpieces. This iconic 18th-century motif, seen on Dior's book tote bag, walk-in Dior trainers, and scarves, serves as the central theme for the 172-piece diorama and diorigami collections. Marking a first for Castellane, the collection introduces animal motifs in a stunning blend of detailed figurative and abstract designs, crafted with advanced techniques in gold work and stone setting. Originally seen on the walls of Christian Dior's first boutique at 30 Avenue Montaigne, the Toile Delaware Joey theme takes center stage in the diorama collection as a whimsical woodland featuring carved and diamond-set squirrels, fawns, and rabbits among lush foliage. The three-dimensional beauty of this collection is epitomized by the diorama 4-inch T necklace, a masterpiece that required over 6,000 hours of meticulous work. Specialists crafted glyptic chrysoprase animals, an ancient art of sculpting ornamental stones, using modern techniques. The detailed aesthetic extends to a ring showcasing a sleeping fawn and a pair of earrings adorned with animated squirrels, both embellished with emeralds. Featuring an extraordinary array of colored stones, rubies, sapphires, black opals, turquoises, tsavorite garnets, and emeralds, diorama showcases the largest gem trove Dior has ever dedicated to a single collection. While the gem-set animal motifs are stunning, the collection's standout feature is its use of rare artistic techniques. These include glyptic carving, lacquer work, and various goldworking methods, such as pricked gold for a frosted branch effect and mirror-polished gold for enhanced light reflection, all of which amplify the collection's magical look and feel. While diorama is a figurative representation of a stroll through the enchanting Mille Laforêt in France and its wooded landscape, the diorigami is abstract in its approach. The collection presents a jeweler's interpretation of Japanese origami and the couture technique of pleating, a hallmark of Dior since the introduction of the iconic bar jacket and its pleated skirt. Both collections feature multicolored precious stones, but diorigami stands out with its merry contrasts, incorporating playful rabbits, ladybirds, and flowers. This contrast is enhanced by the construction of the pieces, where movable elements like flower bells add a dynamic depth to the jewels. The diorama and diorigami collections stand out for their versatility, featuring high jewelry belts, interchangeable bracelets and anklets adorned with pearls, diamonds, and colored stones, as well as 3 distinctive headpieces. South China Morning Post: Giorgio Armani may be known for his stunning evening gowns, but there's a reason why countless celebrities, including Zendaya, Julia Roberts, and Cate Blanchett, continue to choose his iconic pantsuits for their red carpet appearances. Armani's vision for fashion has always been rooted in a belief that clothing should empower and liberate women. When the designer created his first suit for women using menswear fabrics, it was a revelation and changed the way women would dress forever. Since then, his collections have continued to feature androgynous pieces that empower and liberate women by allowing them to express their individuality and personal style. His pantsuit, however, remains the designer's most enduring hallmark and a core part of the fashion lexicon. A pair of Armani pants is instantly recognizable with its clean lines, impeccable tailoring, and flattering silhouette. Each pair exudes a sense of effortless sophistication and timeless elegance, regardless of who is wearing them. They are also testament to the designer's mastery of the craft with their meticulous attention to detail. Each season they are transformed through a range of luxe fabrications and subtle nuances in cut and fit, making them feel fresh, exciting, and contemporary. The iconic pantsuit continues to take center stage in the designer's Autumn-Winter 2024 collection called Winter Flowers. Inspired by flowers that bloom even in the depths of winter, each look conveys a message of grace and hope intertwined with the power and energy of nature. The chic and lean silhouette is composed of jackets with flared sleeves, long coats, and of course his signature trousers in fabrics that resemble liquid. Other must-have pant styles include loose velvet combats, silk satin joppers, and wide-legged styles made from herringbone fabric. Florals heralding beauty and regrowth adorn each garment, emphasizing their airy, fluid forms and a sense of harmonious elegance that underpins Armani's designs. These are often accompanied by embroidered dragonflies, another symbol of hope. A radiant palette of nocturnal blues, intense blacks, and dark greens radiates against the shimmer of velvet, satin, and technical silks, soft wool boucle, and embroidery, completing Armani's stunning vision of his strong and powerful woman blossoming in the cold. South China Morning Post, SM Prime Holdings, the property development unit of the Philippines' wealthiest family, and other SM Group companies are banking on the country's young population, remittances from overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, and stable economic fundamentals to spur growth after Manila ordered a total ban on Chinese gaming operators. Last month, Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ordered all Chinese-operated online gaming companies, known as Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators, POGOs, to close by the end of the year over alleged links to criminal activities. Government agencies were given 2 months to deport the industry's foreign workers, made up mainly of Chinese nationals. Online gaming operators contributed significantly to a real estate boom after they set up business in the Philippines, because online gambling is illegal in China. Office, retail, and residential property segments are all likely to see significant impact from POGO's exit from the Philippines, according to Cushman & Wakefield. Office vacancy rates could rise from the current 16% to more than 20% by the end of the year, when about 385,000 square meters or 4.14 million square feet of new office space is set to be completed, according to the real estate firm. This would mark some of the highest vacancy rates since the historical high of about 30% in the early 2000s following the 1997 Asian financial crisis. The residential segment, particularly flats, could see a halt in the small appreciation of rents and capital values, as vacant units are turned back over to the market given the high cost of capital expenditure to reinstate the properties previously occupied by POGO employees, the property consultancy added. There is no official data on the number of residential units that foreign POGO workers occupy, but at least 20,000 foreign residents are expected to leave the Philippines by late September. Meanwhile, in the retail segment, restaurants, services, and specialty shops catering to foreign POGO employees are expected to vacate their spaces, adding to the available stock. The retail vacancy rate in Manila and neighboring cities fell by 54.7 basis points to 7.5% in the first quarter of the year, compared with the preceding quarter, as no significant supply was added to the market, according to JLL. Notwithstanding these, the growth story of the Philippines and its consumer-led economy presents a compelling investment opportunity, according to Franklin Gomez, Executive Vice President for Finance at SM Investments, the conglomerate that owns half of SM Prime and is owned by the family of former retail tycoon Henry Sy Sr. About 60% of our population is under the age of 30 with the median age at 24.5 years, Gomez said in an interview in Hong Kong. We are at the peak of a very young, very dynamic population. Unemployment is at a record low and we continue to get strong remittances from OFWs, while we have a very fast-growing BPO, business process outsourcing, so the components that support consumption are there. As of June, SM Prime owns and operates 86 shopping centers in the Philippines with 9.3 million square meters of gross floor area. It also owns 22 office buildings with 1.6 million square meters of combined floor area and 47 residential projects across the country. It aims to launch as many as 7,000 residential units this year, according to its latest financial report. While the group has no POGO tenants in its office portfolio, sales of its residential segment could see some effect specifically in districts where POGO offices are located, said SM Prime President and CEO Jeffrey Lim. Any impact in the residential industry will be offset by the large local backlog for housing and long-term need, which is over 4 million units today in the addressable segments, Lim said. The company's residential subsidiary, SM Development Corporation, has shifted the focus of recent project launches to products and locations with no POGO exposure, he added, noting that SM malls have no significant direct exposure to POGOs. Instead, Lim cited growth projections for the BPO industry to employ more than 2 million Filipinos by 2025, which would be up nearly 18% growth from the estimated 1.7 million headcount by end of 2023. The industry generated more than $35 billion in revenue for the local economy from 2023 to 24, and this is expected to increase by more than 11% to $39 billion by 2025, according to a trade group. Remittances from OFWs are also estimated to grow by 3% per year to $40 billion this year and $41 billion in 2025, according to the World Bank. These trends are underpinning the growth of consumer spending in the Philippines even as interest rates are among the highest in the region. On Thursday, the central bank eased policy rates by 25 basis points, the first reduction in 4 years amid moderating consumer prices. Gomez of SM Investments believes that with Philippine household debt at just 10.8% of gross domestic product, the easing of rates could further boost consumption and investment in the country. Office demand could also improve, said Jamie Dela Cruz, research manager at KMC Savills. Businesses may take advantage of lower interest rates to fund their business expansions by relocating to larger or better office spaces, Dela Cruz said. Still, the economy and the property market are facing risks this year and next, said Claro Cordero Jr., Director of Research, Consulting, and Advisory Services for Cushman in the Philippines. Given the varying levels of risk facing the market, geopolitical, such as the South China Sea conflict, climate and economic, Cushman and Wakefield believes that the market will exhibit a slower return to market recovery for the rest of the year, he said. This is likely to be the theme to welcome 2025. South China Morning Post, Hong Kong has long aspired to become an international arts center and a hub for cultural exchange, with the West Kowloon Cultural District being a key initiative in this endeavor. Despite facing numerous challenges such as management reshuffles, financial issues, and delays in opening facilities, the city has made significant strides. For instance, top auction houses have expanded their presence in Hong Kong, reflecting a growing interest in the arts. To further this development, arts education is being integrated more deeply into school curriculums. The government has updated subject guides to include elements of Confucian and Taoist aesthetics, as well as Chinese music and opera, aiming to foster a multifaceted understanding of Chinese culture. While these updates are intended to strengthen national identity and security awareness, the ultimate goal should be to cultivate creative thinking and emotional well-being in students, equipping them to be future innovators and leaders. South China Morning Post, the property market in Hong Kong's new territories is booming, driven by an influx of students and working professionals. This surge in demand has led to record-high rents, making landlords in the area big winners. For example, a 235-square-foot studio flat in Tuen Mun was leased for 12,200 Hong Kong dollars, setting a new high for the estate. This trend is supported by the presence of more universities in Kowloon and the new territories, attracting both local and overseas students. Additionally, the government's Top Talent Pass scheme has brought in around 140,000 new residents since late 2022. Despite high borrowing costs and efforts to revive home sales, the rental market remains active, particularly for small to medium-sized flats. Locations along the East Railway MTR line are especially popular, and the overall rental market has seen significant gains this year, with new territories west and east outperforming other regions in Hong Kong. South China Morning Post, Hong Kong is set to implement further reforms to its mandatory Provident Fund (MPF) system, enhancing flexibility for employees and expanding investment options. The introduction of the eMPF platform in June has streamlined administrative processes, enabling easier switching of MPF providers. From May next year, the abolition of an offset mechanism will pave the way for the whole free walk scheme, allowing employees to transfer their entire MPF contributions to a different provider. This change is expected to increase competition among providers, driving down fees and improving services. Additionally, the MPFA plans to relax investment rules to allow MPF funds to invest in REITs listed in Shanghai and Shenzhen, as well as scrap the current cap on REIT investments. These reforms aim to enhance the performance of the MPF, offering better returns for members. The eMPF platform is also projected to cut administrative costs by 30 billion Hong Kong dollars to 40 billion Hong Kong dollars over the next decade, with several providers already starting to reduce management fees. South China Morning Post. With Phoebe Judge at the helm, the podcast This Is Love has drawn listeners from her true crime show Criminal, yet it stands on its own with stories that explore the many forms of love. Judge's calming voice guides listeners through poignant narratives, often accompanied by taped conversations and ethereal music. The tales are not your typical romantic stories, but delve into profound moments of human connection. One episode tells of an Iowa corn farmer who, inspired by a friend's death, fulfills a dream of building a Wimbledon-grade tennis court in his fields. Another captivating story features Lynn Cox, a celebrated open-water swimmer, who recalls a transformative swim in the Pacific Ocean at age 17. These stories, rich in historical context and emotional depth, invite listeners to reflect on their own cherished memories. South China Morning Post. Despite closing 11 outlets this year, Hong Kong restaurant chain Kam Ki Holdings is determined to persevere. Chairman Ray Chui Man Wai, also president of the Institution of Dining Art, has faced sleepless nights but remains committed to his promise to the brand's founder and his responsibility to his employees. The closures are a response to a 30% drop in weekend business, attributed to residents spending more across the border. The company, which still operates 24 profitable restaurants, is restructuring and seeking foreign investment. Chui urges the government and banks for more relief measures, noting that the industry could see improvement next year if cross-border shopping trends subside and interest rates are cut. Despite debts, Kam Ki Holdings manages repayments with support from banks and the government, hoping for better days ahead. South China Morning Post. Scammers have stolen 584.8 million Hong Kong dollars from Hong Kongers by impersonating WeChat and Taobao customer service staff. Police arrested 102 people in connection with the scams, which often involve fraudsters claiming victims had signed up for insurance or other services on these platforms. Victims are then asked to provide bank details and pay earnest money to cancel the orders. One social worker lost 4.5 million Hong Kong dollars in a day, while a clerk was duped into paying over 300,000 Hong Kong dollars. The scams have targeted users through FaceTime and text messages, exploiting the victims' unfamiliarity with the platforms. The police are working with Tencent and other companies to combat these scams, emphasizing that legitimate customer service will never request personal details via phone or SMS. Tencent and Taobao have issued reminders to users about secure payment processes and the importance of verifying communications. South China Morning Post. Mixed martial arts star Conor McGregor recently celebrated his fiancée Dee Devlin's 37th birthday in grand fashion by gifting her a just un clou Cartier necklace worth approximately $134,700 and hosting a lavish party on their $3.8 million yacht. Devlin, who has been McGregor's steadfast partner since 2008, hails from Walkinstown, Dublin and left school at 15 to work various jobs, including waitressing and modeling. She met McGregor in a nightclub, and as he pursued his MMA career, the couple faced financial struggles, even living in McGregor's parents' attic. Devlin took on roles in managing McGregor's finances and training schedules, contributing significantly to his career success. They have 4 children together, and McGregor often praises Devlin for her unwavering support during their challenging early years. Devlin's style and grace have also been acknowledged, with McGregor often showering her with luxurious gifts, reflecting their journey from humble beginnings to a life of opulence. South China Morning Post. Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz has become a prominent and controversial figure in American politics, known for his staunch support of Donald Trump and his role in ousting House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Gaetz, a lawyer by profession, has supported various contentious bills, including the Stand Your Ground law and the legalization of medical marijuana in Florida. Despite his alignment with MAGA ideals, he has made some unexpected moves, such as advocating for the removal of the ban on same-sex couple adoptions. Gaetz's political lineage traces back to his grandfather, a former mayor, and his father, a former state senator. His career has been marred by allegations of sex trafficking, which he has denied, and no charges have been filed. Gaetz is also known for his marriage to Ginger Luckey and for adopting a boy from Cuba, Nestor, who was the brother of an ex-girlfriend. Gaetz's political maneuvers, including his opposition to McCarthy, have kept him in the spotlight, making him a polarizing figure in American politics. SCMP Opinion. Hong Kong's taxi industry is set for a significant upgrade with the introduction of 5 new licensed fleets, promising improved services but potentially at higher costs. These fleets will offer general, premium, and wheelchair-accessible vehicles, bookable through online apps, with fare agreements made before the journey and payable via e-payment devices. The companies are mandated to train drivers and establish customer service and complaints channels, alongside installing safety devices like GPS and dashboard cameras. This reform aims to address the long-standing issues of poor service and safety in the industry, which saw a notable increase in taxi-related accidents and complaints last year. The introduction of premium taxis is expected to elevate service standards across the board, though the higher fares may be a concern. The government is also urged to expedite the regulation of popular but unlicensed ride-hailing services to enhance transport options and convenience for passengers, aligning Hong Kong with other global cities. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.